I feel good. I knew that I would now, or I will very soon. I've come out into my garden at the end of the day after a very interesting, fascinating day, and some people would call it stressful. Have you ever had a stressful day? Some people call it one of those days. So my personal question today, how much are you affected by the influence of other people? Today's been really interesting for me because one of the things that my life has been dedicated to is learning about how the human body works, anatomy and physiology. How do we get fit? How do we get strong? How do we be mentally tough, mentally healthy? How do we have strong muscles and bones, a strong immune system, a strong endocrine hormonal system, so you're in control of your hormones, not the other way around. That's something that's been a driving force for me. And obviously to do that, to have a healthy, fit, strong body, you need to get puffed, you need to lift heavy, you need to exercise. And if you're injured when you exercise, or if you do exercises that injure you, then you can't exercise. And so if I wrap all of that up into a very interesting question, why would you do an exercise? Why would you do any activity to your own human body that's going to hurt you in the short term or the long term? And the reason I'm asking the question is one of the things that we do at MAX, at the International College for Exercise Professionals, is to make sure that everybody learns their anatomy and physiology so they can analyse movement patterns, analyse exercise, analyse activity, analyse a sporting movement for themselves and work out whether or not it's safe or not. So when you graduate as a MAX International Exercise Professional, you have the understanding, you have the knowledge, or you have access to the knowledge for the rest of your life on how to do safe, effective exercise. And they're the three questions that I always ask. Is a movement pattern, is an exercise safe? Is it effective? Does it work? And is it fast? Because obviously if something takes a really long time, people are less likely to do it. So I'm very proud of asking people to think for themselves, to learn their anatomy and physiology so they can analyse and exercise for themselves. Today I've been bombarded with a lot of people who have access to that knowledge. They know what a safe exercise is because they've had to learn it. You can't get out of the MAX program if you haven't learnt that stuff. And then they go out into the world. They go to a personal training studio, an exercise studio, they become an athletic coach, they go work in a gym, they buy a gym, they own a gym. And before you know it, those fundamentals of what's safe, what is effective and what is fast for the human body to have a great result, to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, that gets watered down or lost completely. Why would you learn how to do something safely, effectively and fast and then stop doing it? And that's why I've come outside at the end of the day to de-stress in this beautiful fresh air, sunshine, watch the sun go down, to try and, I'm perplexed. I can't understand why people would do such a thing. They would know that something is ineffective, that it doesn't work and that it's unsafe. It's an exercise that's dodgy, basically, and then they would go and do it. And the only thing I can think of, and the only thing that makes sense, is that you are influenced by other people, which was my original question. If you believe something, you know something to be true, but it's going to mean that people don't like you or they don't accept you or they don't want you to work for them, maybe we change our point of view. And I would hope, and this is the thing that I wish for our kids, I can't change what adults do, but I would like our young future leaders, our future adults, our kids, to grow up not caring what other people think and standing up for what they believe in. So I always ask those three questions. What do you stand for? What are your core values? And what would you die for? And to be influenced by other people, and that's what we call peer group pressure, I suppose. If you're as old as me, that was something at school. There were peer group pressure to smoke, to drink, to take drugs, to steal, to gamble, whatever. People get influenced by other people. That's called your circle of influence. And if you're in a circle of influence that says, well, this is it's a dodgy exercise, but we do it anyway, or we don't know our anatomy and physiology, so we're just going to follow the crowd and do with the exercises that everybody's doing, and you want to work for those people, or those people are in your circle of influence, maybe that's why you do silly exercises. I'm not talking about you personally. I just don't understand why you would want to hurt your own body. So, and I use just a simple example. If I do this movement, it's called a bicep curl, and yes, I'm going to use my bicep to do this movement. But the challenge with that movement is that there's a shearing force across my elbow joint. So gravity is not pushing through my joint, straight arm, it's pushing across my joint. And if I put a shearing force across anything, if I do this movement, I'm going to wear a joint away. I'm going to wear anything away. Even if it's only a light movement and it's only slow, if I do this over and over and over and over and over, I'm going to wear something away. So if I keep doing this exercise, I'm going to wear away my elbow joint. And I can share that with you passionately because I've worn away my elbow joints because I've been in that position. When I first came into the exercise profession, I didn't know my anatomy and physiology, so I did stupid exercises because that's what everybody else was doing. And this is a really stupid exercise. Yes, it works your bicep, but your bicep's a tiny little muscle, and you don't get a big hormonal response when you work one muscle at a time. If you do a big movement like a chin-up or a row, or you pick something up off the ground, you have to use all of your body, upper body and lower body, particularly if you're picking something up off the ground, which means you're going to use your arms as well. So you get a big hormonal response, you get a big central nervous system response, you work all the tiny muscles and they have to work much harder than the big ones because they are the small muscles. You get a much better result, it's safe, it's effective and it's fast. And that's all I'm asking. If you want to get a great result from your exercise program, do you want one that's slow, ineffective and unsafe, or do you want an exercise program that's safe, effective and fast and you get the results that you want? Now, I don't care what everybody else is doing, and they can go and do stupid exercises if they want to, and they do, and they are influenced by other people. But you personally, why would you do that to your body? I have a busted, broken body as an old lady because I didn't know my anatomy and physiology. I didn't learn it effectively. I followed what everybody else was doing, and I did lots of stupid exercises until I learned that don't do that, Rowie, it's going to hurt you. So I've got busted shoulders, busted elbows, busted lower back, busted hips, busted knees because I did stupid exercises. If you want to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, you can't do that if you're injured. And, well, I'll rephrase. I have worked my way around those horrible injuries that I have, and I have to be much more careful. I would like our kids to grow up being healthy, fit and strong without any injuries, with an exercise program they can stick to for the rest of their life that's safe, effective and fast. If that's something that you want to do, then what a great idea to learn your anatomy and physiology so you can live your life to the max. Look at it out here. It's absolutely beautiful. Woohoo!